What's up, guys? I'm Chris, and today you're watching a magic review on Brennen's Magical Effect Randomizer by Ian Brennen. Welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment. Don't forget to join the Chris Edwards Magic Secret Access Facebook group for conversation. Lots of different topics come up in there. Lots of different deals get posted, and then I have links to unlisted videos where I show review videos or demos that I couldn't show to the general public, or that I won't show to the general public. Today we are reviewing Ian Brennen's Magical Effect Randomizer. Now, I will mention I reached out to Ian after purchasing this book. I did purchase this myself. I told him that I thought it was a really cool idea and that I would do a review on it, and he offered to send me an additional book to give away as a prize for the channel. So to win that, you have to like the video, be subscribed to the channel, and leave a comment. So if you do all that, I will choose somebody of everybody who's made a comment, and I will post the winner and send you this book for free. So with that said, let's get to the review about the book. What is it? So I thought that this was a really cool idea. This has no methods. This has no tricks. The idea of this is to get your own creative, I didn't want to say creative juices because that sounds gross. It's to get your creative mind flowing and growing. I'm sure that we could have thought of something better to word that, but we didn't. So anyway, what this is, it's a book that has a bunch of different things in it. So I'll kind of explain that. It's packed with over 14,000 magic effect ideas. So what we have here is 3 different sections. You have effect, you have objects, and then you have styles. So the idea behind this is, for example, style, randomize a number between 1 and 21. So there's 21 different styles. There are 42 different objects, and there are 17 different effects. So what you do, all you need is a random number generator. So you can either download an app or you can just use your phone. I recently switched to the iPhone because of all of the exclusive magic apps that aren't available on Android. So I'm going to use Siri, but I know Android has Bixby. You got Alexa if you're using an Amazon product. Anyway, so what you do is, for effect, I would just say, Siri, give me a random number between 1 and 17. Oh, it's on silent. Still figuring this thing out. Siri, give me a random number between 1 and 17.
The answer is 4.
4. So you would go to 4, which is bending blank. So we're going to do a bending effect. Next, you would select an object. Siri, give me a random number between 1 and 42.
It's 39.
39. Coffee cup. So that's going to take some thought, okay? But that's the idea behind this. And you know, if you really don't like that, you can always do another. Siri, give me a random number between 1 and 42.
The answer is 18.
18. So let's see what 18 is. Belt. That's a pretty easy bend. But you know, you get the idea, right? And then finally, the style of Siri, give me a random number between 1 and 21.
It's 13.
13. A Victorian street urchin. Okay, so you'd have a bending effect using blank and in the style of this. So basically, you come up with your own different effects, and the idea behind that is to come up with a method and a routine, right? So when I saw this, I purchased it because I thought this is a really cool idea. A lot of the time when I'm doing magic, I'm doing somebody else's magic, right? This gives you a chance to make something your own, completely your own, right? Because bending a coffee cup in the style of whatever is going to be completely original to me, right? So I had actually done this. I have some pretty neat ones here: teleporting coffee cup, penciled wallet, growing egg, shrinking coins, multiplying eggs. Um, so you get the idea, right? It's an interesting concept. I really do like the idea. So that's what this book is. So what do you get? What's the quality? What's the difficulty level? Tutorial, right? I mean, there is no tutorial, right? They're not gonna. It's not gonna tell you how to do any of this. That's all up to you. This is just to give you ideas, right? The difficulty level is going to be dependent on what you come up with, right? So, I mean, some of these are obviously going to be pretty difficult to come up with, right? Others a little bit easier depending on your knowledge and experience in magic. So I can't touch on a lot of this because, right, you're not, for one, this isn't really a product that you use in the sense of most things I review. I also can't cover a lot of the questions, but I will cover arts and crafts, right? Because in itself, there are no arts and crafts, but coming up with gimmicks or ways to, I guess, achieve some of these things you're going to come up with will take some arts and crafts, right? And I think that's a good thing because not only are you going to be coming up with new methods, new effects and routines, but you're also going to be coming up with new gimmicks, right? So I think that's pretty neat. So is it a worker and who would use this? You know, the book in itself isn't a worker, but I think you're going to come up with things that you can use in your working set because there's, you know, well, a combination of 14,000 different things in here, right? So you're going to come up with close up, you're going to come up with parlor, stage, mentalism, all sorts of things. Things that you could definitely put into your working set depending on how much you want to put into making these things work, right? You're going to probably come up with some really cool things. Who would use this? Mostly magicians, right? There is some. I'll read actually the effects, okay? Because I think that part is the most interesting. I will mention like some of these things in the well, I'll get to that in a little bit. But the effects, so you have blank to impossible location, you have vanishing blank, signed, shuffled, and located blank, bending blank, shrinking blank, growing blank, teleporting blank, appearing blank, blank assembly, blank across, blank test, multiplying blank, prediction, or blank prediction, transparent blank, blank to wallet, blank to blank, out of this world using blank. And, you know, so lots of different types of effects there, right? Now, when it comes to the objects, you know, there's nothing stopping you from changing some of these, right? Which is what I'm probably going to do. So, like number 9, flamingo. That one, I can't see myself ever having that in my possession. Not just like a real life flamingo, but any type of flamingo, whether it's a toy, a stuffed animal, anything like that. I'm probably not going to have one. So I will probably just cross that out and change it so that I can still use this book to, you know, come up with different ideas. Alarm's going off here. And then me personally, this in the style of section, I maybe I just don't completely understand it. Like, I think the idea behind it is to come up with different personalities and characters, right? Because if you're doing something as, well, let's just use, the President of the United States versus a Disney princess, right? You're going to be using different personalities, obviously, right? Different presenting styles. So for me, I don't really know how much that section will apply to me. That would be good if you are, I guess, for like social media, right? Different characters and personalities. Also, if you have kids or you perform for kids, right? Because kids are going to love the idea if you are performing something as a Disney character or in the personality of that, right? So I get it. But I'll probably change that. So there's nothing to say that you can't change some of the things in here. I think for me, it was more about the concept and the idea. I just really like the idea of having all these random ideas randomly generated into one so that you can start coming up with your own routine and effect. Anyway, I think that covers a lot of the questions I can answer. So, what's the price and is it worth your money? So, I got this on Amazon. You can get it on Amazon.ca, Amazon.com, probably Amazon.uk, since the author is, I believe, from there. But it was, I think, originally published on Lulu. So you can get it there too. For me, it was easiest just to get through Amazon because I'm a Prime member. I get 2-day free shipping. Why not? Is it worth the price? I didn't even say what the price was. I don't think it's $15. It's $15 to me. That's not a lot of money. To me, that's worth it for sure. Because if I even use a number of things in here, I've definitely got my money's worth. I would also recommend checking out the trailer that Ian's put together because he kind of explains the book very well in the form of it. It's an entertaining trailer, kind of like a sales pitch character type thing, but it's funny, it's good, and it mentions. I think he actually mentions in this book in the beginning. Yeah, so I'll just read this part because I think this is interesting. If you were to try every single combination in this book, you would have over 14,000 routines. If only 10% of these were good, you would still have 1,400 to try and develop. If only 10% of those ideas were actionable and performable, then you will still have 140 new routines to add to your repertoire. So just look at that right there. That's going to be worth your money if you can come up with some of the things in here and use them. So, pros and cons, positives, negatives. The pros, I think this is a very, very interesting idea. I think the idea has probably been around for a while, right? In different aspects, but Ian's put it together so that it makes sense, right? Like you can just get a random number to each section and come up with. Almost instantly, you have a new effect to try and come up with. The negatives, really, it's nothing about this book. It's just things myself that, maybe I won't ever have or won't ever use. So I might just change some of those things in here, right? Like I said, like the flamingo, right? The flamingo, T-Rex, unicorn. And they're not all silly like that, right? Like you have bottles, light bulb, bowling ball, book, right? So there are very plausible things in here that you already have, right? I think you have to kind of throw in some weird and strange things in there to make it not only challenging, but to make some of these character and styles make sense. That's the other one for me. It's not a negative, but it's just I'm gonna try to come up with a different third section, but I don't know what that's gonna be. But again, that's not a negative to this book because there's a reason for it. It makes sense. So no real negatives. Not not with the book itself, just things that I'm probably going to change just to make it suit me more, right? Because ultimately, in the end, this is all about you. This is about you coming up with your own routines, your own effects, your own presentations, to come up with your own ideas, methods, gimmicks, all that, right? So very, very interesting. I really do like the idea of it, which is why as soon as I saw it, I thought, yeah, that's cool. I'm going to purchase that. So again, I will be giving a brand new copy of this away. So make sure you like, make sure you're subscribed, and you have to comment to be part of the draw. With that, I think I've covered everything I can on this book. So we'll see you at the next review. Oh,